Good morning, everyone. We again come back to the recorded class. So, which we are doing force and pressure. So, we come to the last part, that is, in the last class we discussed about pressure, the various types of pressure. So, we'll just do a recap of the chapter. So, in force and pressure, first we discussed about what is force. So, force is basically a push or a pull of an object. An example, if an object has to move, it has to be either pushed or it has to be either pulled. That is force. Then forces take place due to an interaction, or which means an interaction of one object or another object results in a force between the two objects. So basically we give an interaction between the two objects. So without being in contact or with being in contact, force can be defined. So for example, if a man stands behind a car, the car does not move. But if he pushes the car, he applies force and the car begins to move in the direction of the applied force. So in order to move the car, the person has to apply some force. If the person is applying some force, which means that the person is coming in an interaction with the car. So for a force to take place, interaction should happen, and that is must. Next, number 3 is exploding forces. This we discussed already in the previous classes. What are the different types of force? So as you can see in the diagram, if two forces are acting on the same direction, then the net force is the sum. You can see F1 plus F2 is F1 and F2 are being acting in the same direction. So as a result, net force is equal to F1 plus F2. But here we can see two forces are acting in the opposite direction. F1 coming this side, F2 coming this side. So the net force is F2 minus F1. So effect of the object depends on the net force. If same amount of force is applied, the net force is 0. So, and if same amount of force is applied in the same direction, the net force is added. Now what are the effects of force that we discussed in the class? Force can make an object to move from rest. Force can stop a moving object, for example a goalkeeper saving a ball. Force can change the speed of the object. For example, a bowler is bowling the ball and the batsman is changing the speed of the ball by hitting it. Force can change the direction. Same example, the ball was coming straight to the batsman and then the batsman hit it for a boundary. Force can change the shape of the object. Suppose when we are kneading a dough, it changes the shape. Force may cause one or more of these effects. Sometimes at a time it can change the shape and size. For example, if we crush a water bottle, it changes both the shape and size of the water. Now what are the different types of force? So the different types of force are: number 1, contact force; number 2, non-contact force. Contact forces are those which are in contact. Example, muscular force, force of friction. Muscular force is the force exerted by the muscles, and frictional force is the force which is acting in opposite direction to the applied force. And for the frictional force to exert, there should be a contact between the two surfaces. Then you have non-contact force. So non-contact forces are exerted by one object on another without any contact. For example, magnetic force, North Pole is attracting South Pole or South Pole is attracting North Pole. There is no interaction between the two magnets. That is called magnetic force. Electrostatic force, as I already told, if we rub a comb and then we attract the bits of paper, there is no interaction, no contact. And then we have gravitational force. So here are some examples of muscular force. We do various muscular force for doing various activities, such as animals like bullocks, horses, camels, donkeys, they use. Then force of friction. Force of friction is the force with which we opposes the motion of an object over a surface. Then a ball rolling on the ground gradually slows down and comes to end due to force of friction. Then if we stop pedaling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to the force of friction given by the road on the tires. Then we have non-contact force, we have magnetic force. As I told you, they can attract. Electrostatic force, a plastic straw charged by a rubbing with a paper attracts the straw. So a plastic straw, if I rub it with paper, it attracts it, and the plastic straw charged by rubbing with paper repels. These 2 points you can write. A plastic straw charged by rubbing with paper attracts another straw, but a plastic straw charged by rubbing with paper repels a suspended plastic charge. So Magnetic forces can be attractive or can be repulsive. Next we have gravitational force. It is a force exerted by the earth on all the objects. Then, for example, a coin or pen falls which is falling down. Then you have a ball thrown upwards. These are all gravitational forces. Then we discuss about pressure. What is pressure? So pressure is actually a force which is acting per unit area. So if the area is more, the pressure is less, and if the area is less, the pressure is more. So pressure is actually a constant or unit of force which is being acting on a particular area. So some examples of day-to-day life where pressure is used. It is easier to push a nail than into a wooden plank by its pointed one, because pointed one area has less area, and if I apply the force, area is less, the pressure will be more. So then the nail will get inside properly. It is easier to cut vegetables with a sharp knife than a blunt knife, because the pressure is more. Obviously, sharp knife has the less surface area, whereas blunt knife has more surface area. So pressure is more in the less surface area. So cutting vegetables with a sharp knife, it is very beneficial. Next we have shoulder bags have broad straps. Broad means as I told you, to reduce the pressure. Next we have, students, which we will discuss basically in today's topic, is pressure exerted by liquids and gases. You take a bottle, okay? One experiment you can do at home. You take a bottle, you make 3 holes at same heights. As it is seen in the figure, you make 3 holes of same heights. So when you make 3 holes of same heights, then water falls from the holes at equal spaces. Means at equal distance the water falls. But if you make 3 holes at different heights, bottom, middle and lower, then you will see that from the bottom one the water gushes up to a larger distance, and from the top one the water falls to minimum distance. Why? Because downwards pressure increases. So we should know that pressure increases with depth. But because when you make 3 holes at the same depth, then the distance to which the water falls is at the same level. So not a problem for that. Similarly, liquids also exert pressure. You can see a rubber balloon being attached to that particular cork. So if you apply water, and if you put a rubber, the rubber will try to inflate, which means the liquid is exerting some pressure on that particular balloon. So there are 2 activities, students. First activity, pressure exerts, liquids exert pressure, which you can do this activity of the balloon. I also sent it Google Classroom. And pressure increases with depth. For that part, you can do the activity of making 3 holes in 3 different points. The lower one, say, water will go to the farthest, and the top one, say, the water will fall to the nearest. Then pressure exerted by gases. So gases also exert pressure in the different walls of the container. For example, balloon, if you flow with your mouth, then air gets inside it. That air is putting pressure on the part of the balloon. So when we burst it, when we put a hole, the air comes out suddenly. So which gives us a proof that air is exerting pressure on the walls of the balloon or on the boundaries of the balloon. Then suppose automobile tire. So whenever there is a puncture in the automobile tire, the water comes out. Which means what? The air comes out. Which means what? The air was exerting pressure on the tube, on the tire. So when you put a hole, it comes out. So liquids and gases also exert pressure in different directions. So in different directions, liquids and gases, they exert pressure. Then we have atmospheric pressure. So atmospheric pressure is actually the pressure which we can feel on our head. So atmospheric pressure is the pressure of air around us. So atmospheric pressure is the pressure of air, and the weight of the column of the height of the atmosphere. If we take it as 10 centimeter, then the pressure exerted by that particular liquid on our head will be equal to the atmospheric pressure. So these are some of the topics: force, pressure, types of forces, frictional force, that you have to go through. Once again I revised. So liquids and gases, they exert pressure in all directions. We have 2 activities. The first activity is that when you want to show that liquids exert pressure, then you put a balloon beneath the cork or beneath the test tube which is filled with water. And if you want to show that pressure increases with depth, then you can give the example of 3 holes drawn at different heights in a particular bottle. water from the lower height falls to a greater distance and water from the top height falls to the minimum distance. And because the lower distance has a more depth, so then the pressure is more. So these two activities you can write. I will send in the Google Classroom also. Along with that, most importantly, Friday we'll discuss about the projects in the live class, and then we'll go to the next chapter. For revision, I will keep the last week of this month. After force and pressure, as because the momentum is there, to understand what is force, to understand what is pressure. So next chapter we will start with friction, so that you understand more. Okay. So till then, goodbye students. You will get the notes in the Google Classroom. But whatever I have told now, just go through the video once. Okay. Thank you everyone. Stay safe and good night. Thank you.